I have the most incredible walnut double chocolate chip cookies recipe to share with you all. It does not contain egg, and yet the dough is just completely incredible. I really hope that you enjoy this recipe. Also, I must say real quick that if you've never tried chocolate chip cookies with nuts, this is going to change your life. They're so good, especially the walnuts. It adds such a perfect crunch with the chocolate. Please follow along to follow all of the steps that I'm going to share with you, and the ingredients will be listed on the screen, so please pay attention and screenshot if you'd like. Starting with the dry ingredients, in one bowl you will gather 1 + 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Add in a half teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and mix with a whisk. Okay, now in a separate bowl, you will gather all of your wet ingredients, starting off with the unsalted butter. You will use 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, softened to room temp. This is usually 1 stick of butter. Add in a 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, plus 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We are using 2 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce. This is going to place our egg. Add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and using that handheld whisk this all up. Make sure it's all fully mixed and incorporated. Please make sure not to overmix during this step, and it's very important that your butter is at room temp and soft. Next is that you will add all of those dry ingredients into your wet ingredients, and then using a spatula, fold it all in. Once again, do not overmix, okay, because then you'll get too much air in this and it can potentially ruin your cookies. I love this recipe because, for one, you don't need eggs and you don't need a stand mixer or an electric mixer, just a handheld whisk and spatula. As I mentioned in the beginning, these are double chocolate chip. Honestly, I think these are triple chocolate chip actually, but really it's up to you, whatever you'd like. If you just want to use one type of chocolate, that's fine. We have the whole crunchy walnuts, of course. For the chocolates, as you can see, I'm using these circular milk chocolate wafers, I think that's what they're called, and then this dark chocolate I'm placing into the dough. And then you'll see me experiment here in a second, because for some of the cookie dough balls, I will be placing a little square of dark chocolate from a chocolate bar on top of the cookie right before placing it in the oven. And then I also tested out a dough ball without doing that, just to see which one I would like best. So it's really up to you, whatever you'd like to do. I personally really enjoyed these with the extra dark chocolate on the top, because you already added milk chocolate inside of the dough. It's just the perfect combination. This is one of my favorite chocolate bars to bake cookies with, the Lindent, however you say it, okay? Perfection. So with dark chocolate, when it comes to baking cookies, I always like to use 70% or higher. Okay, now grab your baking tray, place a parchment paper over it. This step is very, very important. You don't need to use baking spray. You simply need a sheet of baking parchment paper. I used a medium cookie scooper for this size of cookies here. Look at this beautiful dough ball. Hello. You do not need to refrigerate or freeze the cookie dough before baking. You could just pop it right into the oven once you are ready. So see here, this is what I was telling you, that I placed a piece of dark chocolate on top and it was kind of too much. So what I figured is that I would do half of the dark chocolate square, which then turned out to be perfect. You'll see here in a second. And then you can also shape your cookies after they come out of the oven. Just make sure to do it as soon as it comes out while the cookies are still warm. You can also place more crushed walnuts on top of the melted chocolate of your cookies, because it looks beautiful and it also gives it extra crunch. Make sure to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake these cookies for 9 to 12 minutes. It will depend on your oven. I always say start with 9 minutes first and continue adding more minutes if it needs to be baked more. Okay, so this little triangle, that's the perfect size of dark chocolate to top off these walnut cookies, in my opinion. I also tested it out by adding the circular chocolate on the top to see which I would like, but overall, this right here, this was it. A square of the chocolate bar cut in half into a triangle. This is what's going to give you this perfect triple chocolate walnut cookie. And that is it. enjoy your soft, gooey, and nutty chocolate chip walnut cookies. If you are not ready to bake all of your cookies in the moment of making your cookie dough, remember that you can always place the dough balls after they're scooped out into a Ziploc or into a Tupperware that is sealed properly into the freezer, and once you're ready to bake them, pop them out of the freezer, let them thaw for a little bit, and then preheat your oven, then you're ready to go. That's really it. If you follow this recipe exactly as I noted, I promise you that you are going to get these the same way that I made them. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any recipe. I have so many recipes coming out, and I would love for you to join my YouTube community. If you gave this recipe a try, please comment below. Did you enjoy it? What worked out and what did not work out for you? By the way, this recipe yields about 12 medium-sized cookies. You can always freeze the cookies once they are baked and then just thaw them and enjoy whenever you desire, whenever you have a little sweet tooth, you want to make your own day or share with a loved one. Okay, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful recipe.